Good evening. I'm so glad the subs have cleared, so no, we can't see what the chat were just talking about. How is everybody doing? It's a bank holiday Monday here in Ireland, which means most of us didn't have to go into work today. And if you did have to go into work, I'm sorry, that sucks. But hopefully you get time and a half, or at least not time and a half. That's the minimum. I hope you get double pay, because that's what you deserve. You might be like, again, I'm always like, I wonder if this is working. I wonder if people are finding it kind of weird that like every week there's a different bunch of people set round, and this week there's 5 people set round, and you're actually familiar with 2 of the characters because we have seen Griblina and Dax in action already. But tonight we're going to meet 3 not new characters. We saw them at the guild hall. And all of that consternation. But tonight we're going to I'm so excited.
I don't like that. No, I don't like that.
Like I went for a drive today because I'm putting down flooring at the moment, and it's not fun. It's not fun. I had to go buy knee pads because my knees were sore from it. And I'll kill anybody that makes the joke. I said it, and I will literally. There we go. Great. Everybody suitably terrified. And a lot of this mission, the Howling of Blue Pines, kind of clicked for me today. And I'm really, really excited because when it's over, we don't know if anybody is going to make it out, and beyond that, I actually then want to talk about this. I want to talk to the cast about it, because all I'm going to say is it's actually their fault. So it's and I realize I'm starting to sound like a bit of a psychopath because I'm blaming ye for the stuff I'm about to do to ye, and I have full control of my own actions.
Typical man.
I was like, typical fucking man.
The Emberlight is actually a gaslight.
Anyway, a couple of things at the top of the show to flag before we dive into tonight's session. And first and foremost, it is to highlight that the Emberlight Saga is a dark fantasy-inspired campaign about a group of people who are facing the end of the world. The gods have left us, and everything we knew has changed drastically. Survival and hardship are at the forefront of everything and anything that we do. We cover themes like grief, loss, desperation, struggle. If these are things that don't align with your own comfort, there's plenty of other D8 Dungeon content that you can check out there on social media, or on YouTube for VODs and stuff like that. And then we have a bunch of folk that we love shouting out. And today, I want to recommend, if you haven't already watched them, they're really good friends of ours, A Tale of D20. Omar and Travis and LM and the gang over at A Tale of D20 do tell amazing stories full of a lot of heart and a lot of laughs. And you can find them on Twitch. You can find them on... And if I knew how to do shoutouts, I would. But I'm old, and I don't know how Twitch works. So I need to recruit a young person to do these things.
I think you just point up and go, just follow the link here, and then it just happens.
Oh, just follow the link here.
Yeah.
And yeah, there we go. And there, look, it didn't work. But that's probably Facebook's fault or something. I don't know. So yeah, I recommend you check out A Tale of D20s. I will, during the break, drop a link to their socials and their channels. And it's not just because I get to play in their games, because they ask me to. And it's nice sometimes to be asked to play in other people's games. Just laying out the guilt. I've got the summer in front of me, everybody. I have 3 months off. Don't make me run another game, because I will.
Don't make me do it, he says, writing another game.
I do.
You're forcing me.
I don't think
You're forcing me to
would
do
run another game.
Don't do that. Swear to God.
That
only-
sounded like a challenge.
See, logistically, it's the only reason I can't, because I think my husband will divorce me if I say,
Yeah.
hey, so I also need Friday nights to do more. But I do. I have an idea.
And he's just like, you can have all the nights.
Yes, forever. So yeah, check out A Tale of G20s on Twitch and on YouTube. And like I said, I will drop their socials into the chat after the fact, or during the break. There's more Emberlight Saga content coming out this week. We have The Quiet Between on Wednesday. We're going to find out a little bit about what happened when Dax, Barrett, and Serenity arrived back to the Guildhall with Fearon, and just their debrief. We're also running a little bit of a special after that vignette. I'm going to be running a game of We Have Lost, where characters from around the city of Varan gather to tell the tale of Malin Rowe, the former hearth of the Emberlight Guild. And we're going to establish a little bit more about our hearth, who she was, where she came from, her legacy, and her impact now that she has passed away. So all of that is on Wednesday. On Thursday, this is why I might be getting divorced. I think it's random DMs, and if it's not random DMs, it's Ben and Declan on a roll. And on Friday, there's a brand new episode of Romancing the Dungeon, and that's a podcast, so that's fine. That's not a live stream, but you can check out all of that D8 Dungeon stuff over the next couple of days. That's that. I did the other thing. Oh yeah, and Happy Pride. It's the 1st of June. So this is our month, and yeah, we get to do whatever we want now, and no one can say anything. That's how it works.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just how it works. I always go back to the Brandon
Rogers.
And
First thing I did at work this morning.
I
Move,
literally,
I'm gay.
I literally sent it to all of my colleagues in the admin team. I was just like, back in my glory days when I worked in admin in the college, it was like, move, bitch, I'm gay.
My version of that is Megan Statler's "Hi gay,
Hi, gay.
You're
Hi,
at the
gay."
better shop," like that one. And I'm loving her in Hacks right now, so all I can think of this Pride is "Hi gay."
Bless. I genuinely thought that was real for like a split second when it first came out. Again, I told you I'm old. I can't.
Here
keep up
at
with
the better
internet.
shop.
Here at the better shop, we want to offer you. Bless her.
And if you do mouth stuff, you get 4. It's like, girl, what the fuck? Anyway.
Anywho, are we good to start? Yeah, good.
I'm terrified, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm scared. Okay. It has been 2 days since Chernos, Malaki, Kiolira, and Finton returned from investigating the activities around the Blue Pine Forest just northeast of the city of Shur. Travelers on the road and nearby villagers had become worried about possible mirewolf sightings. Mirewolves are one of the tainted creatures that emerged in the Lasting Dark. Not wolf-like in the sense as we know them. They are something more ferocious. They are something more calculating, and they are something more terrifying than your average forest wolf. A number of merchants have gone missing. A number of travelers on the roads have been reported having not arrived at their destinations. And with that, the guild were asked to investigate. Was this the activity of mirewolves in the Blue Pines Forest? Had a den established itself? And if so, they were to confirm this, and then the guild would decide on what to do next. The mission didn't go exactly according to plan, and while Mirewolf activity was confirmed, so much more was carried with it. A second team had also traveled in the Blue Pines Forest direction. They had been heading further south to the village of Kilcorry to help with a delivery of medicines following an outbreak of a sleeping cough. Callan Murcroft, a lantern warden at the guild and an established member, almost 8 years under her belt, working with the Emberlight Guild, led a team of kindling, Brick and Brack, twin brother and sister halflings. Riza, a tabaxi rogue, only in the guild about 6 or 8 months. Pip Greenbottle, a young halfling cleric, frightened of his own shadow, but encouraged to venture out into the field. With them, Callan brought Javier, a ember bearer of some renown within and outside the halls of the Emberlight Guild. They had set out on foot towards Kilcorry on an incredibly straightforward delivery mission. The team that had gone to investigate the Mirewolf activity learned that Callan and Javier, along with their kindling, had arrived at Kilcorry. Something happened between Callan and Javier, and he led a team of kindling into the Blue Pines Forest to confirm themselves whether Mirewolves were present. Callan has learned of this, and she ventured into the woods after them. This is the news that Chernos and Malaki, Kiolira, and Vinton brought back to the guild. And on learning this, Hart Thranos Keener immediately commissioned a team to head back out the next day and to find and rescue this team of kindling. Drablina, Dax, and Yanara join Malaki and Chernos on the road. It is late at night, and we are half a day's journey from the edge of the Blue Pines Forest. We find the 5 of you on a roadside clearing. Queen Mary's Navel, a campsite where merchants, road guardians, travelers from all over Phaeton, but particularly those traveling the roads between Varan, Castell, and Shur, make camp. Because where people gather, there is light, and where there is light, the lasting dark does not impress. Here we find the 5 of you set up with camp, food bubbling away in a small pot. You have drawn the attention of several of the merchants and travelers, all coming to pay respects, to thank you for the guild's efforts in a nearby village. All of this. And now we find the 5 of you set round the campfire. A light mist begins to fall, and we can hear the wind whistling through the wild fields beyond. What's everybody doing? And I think rather than it just being kind of a free for all, I think we'll start with. Normally I would start. God damn it, I'm a crappy weather person. Normally I would start with the person in the top left, but we're actually going to start with Yanara. We're going to go to Malaki, Dax, Chernos, and Grablina. So, and actually, since we haven't seen Yanara before, well, we did, but can you give us a little bit of a short description, Dai, of who Yanara is, what they look like, and then what they are doing around the camp right now?
Cool. So Yanara is a half-elf person, but that is difficult to tell other than the 2 ears poking out of what they're wearing, because they are almost entirely covered in cloth. They have a face covering, their head is kind of covered in another sort of almost like a nun's habit in a way, but it covers the entire front half of the face with the guild's seal placed on it somewhere. They're wearing sort of leathers and cloth again covering their body, so their form is quite obscured. So it's hard to tell whether Yanara's a man or a woman or anything, but they do go by they, she pronouns. They are making themselves busy. Yanara is not one to ever sit still. She's going to be tending to the campfire or perhaps crafting things for the road ahead. She has tools upon tools in her satchel, and I think right now she's working on making sure that the sending stones that she's crafting for the journey are in operation and are working.
Okay. Maliki.
Maliki is a half elf as well. His ears are only slightly pointed. He wears this kind of cloak with a hood that he can pull up quite easily, and there's a scarf loosely around his neck he could pull up to cover his face. His clothes are all dark grey, black, blue kind of shades that would fade into the darkness. And he is sitting a little bit back from the other people. He's working on something on a piece of paper. He's writing something, and every now and then he stops and scratches out a word, scratches at his beard, which is a little bit untidy, similar to his hair, both dark and heavily flecked with grey. And he's writing a letter. He's writing a letter to his dad, who lives at shore. He's hoping one of the merchants will be nice enough to take it and deliver it for him. He knows that if he was to go to shore himself, his dad wouldn't want to speak to him. They have a very tenuous relationship at best, but he's doing his best to write a letter, but like he's tearing up pages and throwing them into the fire. He can't quite do it. After a while he writes something, closes it, and just goes off to find a merchant.
I'm gonna come back to that then, I think. Dax.
Yeah, so Dax is I don't know if I'd describe it. He's an 8 foot tall, like Goliath in heavy armor. He's probably sitting just near the kind of central like fire, kind of just sewing up holes in his cloak and kind of any of the wares that he had from one of his previous missions. He's just occupied with that. Still keeping an eye around of like, the people passing by and stuff, and giving nods to people who are like, thanking the guilds and stuff, but he's very much keeping to himself, or very much keeping kind of quiet and kind of make himself look small. He is trying to. He's also hiding his left cheek essentially from the majority of travelers passing by as well. But yeah, otherwise just occupied with sewing.
Jarnos.
I think this is actually my first stream too, so just to kind of describe Chernos, he is a full elf. He, I would say, looks to be in his early 30s. He's well over 100 years old. He's got white hair, dresses pretty plainly, black leather, that kind of thing. Nothing too fancy, but almost like a fashion designer in their own show, right? Not trying to draw any attention, but very succinct and functional clothing. He's very poised. I drew inspiration from his look from Hector from Castlevania, one of the Forge Masters. So very erudite kind of look to him. Kind of cold and not the most friendly looking person. But once you get to know him, you'll realize he's just not friendly. It's not just a look. But he's a good person. He's here to help. During this kind of interlude, I would suspect that he has himself propped with some scrolls where you would, if you were to kind of look over his shoulder, he's probably drawing some geometric designs. There's a lot of mathematical equations. He, much like Yanara, is an artificer, but of a different school. A lot of his magic is kind of in metalwork and sacred geometry. You'll notice also he has a prosthetic eye and a prosthetic arm, both made of the same material, a lot of silver filigree. And lying down behind him, there is a massive steel wolf made of that same filigree. It's his steel defender through his artificer class. And but yeah, so just doing some math and keeping to himself.
Griblina.
Well, I feel like Griblina ought to be described briefly in contrast to everyone else. Griblina is small, about halfling sized. She looks something like a goblin mated with a frog. And she's filthy. And she hates you. Right now, Griblina has found a stick about arm's length. And while she is reading her spell book, sitting close to the fire for the best light, she is keeping her eye out for people who might be trying to steal our food. Sometimes she looks up quickly, but it's Yanara, and that's okay. Yanara can be near there, but if any of those merchants come close, they'd better watch out.
There are so to kind of take us further into the scene, as the five of you take account of your space and where you are, Griblina, as you sort of stare out at everybody else, kind of watching as Maliki kind of drifts further into the campsite. Chernos lost in a mathematical equation. Yanara kind of humming and talking to themselves about the sending stone in their hand, while Dax kind of continues to stitch and to fix. There's a gaggle of children that have gathered, and some are standing on their tippy toes. A few are sort of trying to nudge people to the front to kind of push people into the group of the Emberlight Guild members. You hear them kind of, my daddy said they're heroes, that they fight the monsters from the lasting dark. Well, my nana said that one time an Emberlight Guild looked at her and she almost died because she was so frightened. And they're pushing this in a, like, they're bigging up, and then is that their pet? And Griblina, the kids are pointing at you.
Griblina is going to stand up and sort of hobble towards the children. I'm not a pet. What do you want?
Most of the kids scatter, like, just bolt, and like you hear a few people going,
I've still got my stick.
Okay, yeah. Like a few of them had their sticks and were like, it's that thing that kids do where it's like, yeah, I could fight, and then it's, oh god, no. I think they saw Fang or sharp teeth or something in Griblina's mouth that terrified them. So most of them have bolted, but there is a small tiefling boy just standing there. He looks to be about 5 or 6. And he's about the same height as you, maybe a little taller, Griblina. He has kind of dark olive green skin, and he has these yellow amber eyes that are just catching in the campfire, and he's just staring at you wide-eyed.
I'm going to hop up to him nose to nose and say, I said, what do you want?
Just say hi.
Hello.
Hello. Do you need a bath?
It rains.
It does, but my mommy says we have to go inside when it rains, otherwise we'll get sick. So you shouldn't wash yourself in the rain. Also, the rainwater sometimes is dirty water, so you shouldn't wash yourself with dirty water, because then you're just going to get dirtier.
That's how I live. Just dirtier.
Oh. You want, and like he reaches into his pocket and he just takes out this small little sticky looking ball, and there's like pocket lint on it. It's just a hard piece of like taffy-esque. Like it just looks like sugar. And there's a little kind of lint and pocket fuzz on it. You wanna have a taste?
You don't want it back, do you?
Well, we could share.
All right.
I have some, and he puts it into his mouth, and he you hear it rattle around on his teeth, and then he just like into his hand, and he hands it out. He hands it to you.
I'm going to take it, and I'm going to put it in my mouth. I'm going to use my teeth to very precisely bite it in half. And then I'm going to give half back to. Now we share.
Give me a dex, I guess, because the teeth are sharp and that's
Okay.
piercing. I guess.
One of those things I'm not good at. Yes, I'll get right on that.
Give me a slice of teeth.
14.
Okay, yeah, no, it's almost 50-50. There's a little bit more pocket fuzz, Griblina, on your side, like as you sort of like roll out his half, and he takes it, and it's just
And I roll it out on my very long tongue.
Oh.
wow. And he picks it up off of your tongue, and he puts it in his mouth. And you see him, he's trying to gnaw on it now, and he's like, and he's trying to break it with his little baby teeth.
Stop that. You'll hurt your teeth.
Oh! And when you kind of snap at him, he kind of he's startled a little bit. And then you just hear kind of somewhere in the distance, Theo, it's time for bed. And he kind of looks over his shoulder. I have to go. Because that's my aunt, and she gets really mad if I'm late for bed and I have to have a bath. And if you want, you can use the bath water afterwards, because it'll still be dirty water, but it'll be dirty bath water, and there might be some bubbles left in it, and then you won't have to be dirty.
Don't make your aunt angry.
Okay. I'm Theo.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. And he just smiles at you. And like you see that he's kind of got like some of that little hard sugar ball, kind of half of it kind of between his teeth. He's not biting on it, but he's holding it. And he just kind of turns on his heels. And he's just kind of shouting, guys, I met Goodbye, and they're my friend now, and they gave me half of my candy back. And he's just kind of shouting at the top of his voice.
Ugh, misunderstandings.
Yanara, Dax, and Chernos, the three of you were privy to most of this.
Mm-hmm. I think Yanara's got a little bird familiar following her about, kind of helping her with her work. And I think the bird was continuing to do the work while Yanara was like, her neck was craned a little bit and she was having a little watch. And she just is tossing the sending stones between her fingers. Griblina, who knew you were so good with children?
They didn't get our food. That's what's important.
But you got half of theirs.
We win.
I think Cherno's not quite looking up from his geometry, would point his finger towards Griblina and cast message and just whisper, a bath wouldn't be the worst thing for you or for any of us that have to travel with you.
I'm going to cast message back.
Yeah.
Then why should I take one?
Once again, not just for you, but for the rest of us traveling with you.
It's the rest of you I'm having fun with.
So message requires you to whisper. Can we hear any of this whispering?
What's your
No.
yeah, you might definitely be able to hear. Give me what's your passive perception from
14.
Griblina? Give me a perception check for Griblina's side of the conversation, because you are kind of at opposite ends. You're closer to Griblina.
How do I? Oh, hello. Can you do that thing? There we go. Does that do it? That did it. 14, just like my passive.
You can hear Griblina whispering something, but you're not quite able to make out the finer details.
Do I recognize that they're using the message cantrip?
I
also know it.
You can feel magic,
Cool.
and I think the whispering and the energy around them, you can definitely make an educated guess that they're in private conversation, if that's what you call it.
Do we have anything to share with the class?
I don't see why.
Must be very juicy, important information, so.
Chernos bows his head even further. It's continues like scribbling down.
And Griblina's gonna hunker further down with her book and her stick.
Ika, my bird companion, is going to fly over to Griblina and hand you a sending stone. And you hear the sending spell through it. Would you like to help me test these?
It works.
Perfect.
I'm gonna give it back to the bird.
Perfect. She brings it back to me.
Dax, this is happening all around you. Is there anything?
Dax is just chuckling to himself. He's enjoying it reminds him essentially of just being part of a normal squad and stuff like that. He doesn't really speak up or anything, but he's just really enjoying kind of the banter and stuff. Yeah, he's not going to really get involved too much.
While the four of you kind of continue to guard your side of the camp, Griblina, Maliki, you drift kind of further into this Queen Mary's Naval, this little campsite, and you, like I said, there are merchants kind of here and there. There's one large sort of contingent. You give me a history check, actually.
Okay. What do we get for that? 16.
You recognize the logo. It belongs to the Anne Willem Consortium. A sort of they're not as tightly bound as the Haverfield Merchant Council out of the large town of Haverfield. The Anne Willem Consortium is more of a sort of an alliance between several families in the city, all who trade in sort of high-end goods.
Okay.
There's two carts, one of which is covered, and you see kind of a group of merchants. What you recognize is the logo. It looks to be like an hourglass that's wrapped around a scroll, a scroll wrapped around the hourglass, not the other way around. That would be weird. Yeah, it's an hourglass with a scroll wrapped around it, and they're like in the shape of the letter A. Like it's all kind of designed in that way. They are there's a group. They're set down kind of at their camp. You see a small stall, like not a huge shop front, but there's a small stall of some very fine looking silks and textiles.
Okay. Maliki is going to walk over on the pretense of investigating their goods, and is going to try and suss out if are they heading towards shore, and would they be willing to do him a favor?
There's like, as you approach, the woman kind of set at the stall. She's a Furbolg woman. She looks up and like she's literally just been braiding her hair, like she's been trying to fix it and tie it up a little bit. Good evening. Are you looking for some cloth? And like she kind of looks down to see what she has in front of her. Yes, cloth. Are you looking for cloth?
Not really my kind of thing, hey.
Oh,
I was hoping you'd be traveling towards shore.
And she kind of looks around. We're traveling south. So yes, sure. We are going to shore.
Sure.
I'm so sorry. I'm new, and I'm just trying to make it on my first trip.
Okay, Marcus, it's all right, love. It's all right. No panic.
Okay.
Right. I'm just looking for someone to maybe deliver a letter to someone there for me.
Oh, I read about this in school. This is a side hustle. You want me to do a job while I'm doing a job, and that's to deliver that message to somebody in shore.
Aye, that'll be it, yeah.
Amazing. Okay. Yes. What are the terms?
Well, I give you a letter, and then you give it to the other person when you get there.
Yes.
And well, I owe you a favor in return.
Oh. But I don't know you.
He kind of points to the Emberlight Guild insignia and he goes, "Aye, but come on, like."
Then the Emberlight Guild owe me a favor?
I'm sorry. Look, we didn't get off to a great start here. My name is Maliki. I'm part of the Emberlight Guild.
Oh, I'm Verona.
Nice to meet you, Verona.
Okay. I will do your favor, but then I need you to do me a favor.
Yeah, that's kind of how this works.
Okay, great. So I will deliver the letter to the person that you require me to go to with the message. But I need you. I'm working on commission, and I'm gonna need you to buy some of the cloth.
Yeah. All right. I see how this is going. So, look, here's the letter. And he pulls out this like single piece of paper.
Okay.
Not exactly a great weight to it.
I see.
And if you're going that way anyway, like sure, like I would have just given you a bit of gold if you'd asked for it.
Well, if you see, she's now kind of like she drapes one arm up over herself and then down into the stall. And she pulls up sort of a deep sea green piece of fabric, and she kind of pulls it up. It kind of shimmers, but it's not glittery. It catches the light a little bit. This is called sea foam, and it also, like your letter, doesn't carry much weight. So
amazing.
If you were to buy, let's say, 3 yards of sea foam, I could take the letter for you.
Oh no. How much are these 3 yards of sea foam?
12 gold pieces.
No.
Okay. 11.
No.
10.
Are you going to shore?
Yes.
Are you going to shore? Right. So you're going there anyway.
Yes, I am.
Right. So look, here's the letter, and here's 2 gold pieces. And you just, when you're going past there, you just stop for 2 minutes and give that letter to Finbar.
Roll me a persuasion check. And so what I'm going to say on the persuasion, right? If So if you haven't rolled it yet, and if you have, we're going to cancel that because I want to set this up a small bit. If you roll higher than 15, right? So if you roll higher than 15, she will do this at the cost of 2 gold pieces, and you don't have to buy any of the fabric, right? Because you've kind of she recognizes that she's not getting the sale. But if you roll less than 15, you have to buy the 3 yards at 12 gold pieces from Verona.
Do I have any spells that can provide a debuff? Just anything that's a reverse bardic inspiration or
Silvery bars.
Like Hellish Rebuke.
Yeah, that's true. You burst into flame as you trick this.
As you buy, you burst into flames as you buy fabric.
I'm not gonna lie, folks. I'm really tempted to use my inspiration on this.
Who has 12 gold pieces in this economy? Maliki does.
Exactly. All right. Yeah, this closing. Maliki has historically not rolled well.
I know, that's what I was kind of banking on.
You bastard.
19!
Okay. Okay. She recognizes a talented mercantile when she sees one, and seeing you sort of twist her words back on herself. She takes the letter. And she takes the 2 gold pieces. And I can't read this, correct?
Well, I bloody hope not.
Oh. No, well, I am. I'm able to read, but you don't want me to read this.
No, that's generally how letters work, love.
Okay, I'm gonna write that down.
Well, look, think of it this way: like this is your own separate side hustle. You call this.
It is, but
so that 2 gold is yours. Your group doesn't really need to know much about this.
Yeah. You see, she's like, but she's looking at the sea foam.
Tell you what. I'm going to have a rather uneven number of gold pieces left after this transaction. So to balance it all out, because it's bugging me, how about I buy? I'll give you 5 gold pieces total, 2 for that, and 3 gold pieces worth of whatever.
Okay, that's 1 yard, and she just produces shears and she slices it up incredibly quickly. Like she wraps it between her 2 hands, takes one hand out deftly, and places a small folded bundle of sea foam fabric in your hands.
All right, not let her now. Make sure that gets the thin bar open here.
Yes, sir.
All right. So Maliki's going to take the sea foam. He's going to walk back over to the Emberlight camp, and without even looking as he's walking past, he's going to just throw it to Griblina and go, "Here, something clean for you."
Griblina blows her nose in it.
Oh.
Kate, take a point of inspiration.
Yanara just says, "That is sea foam."
And now it's not green.
I'm sure it can be washed.
I think that was pointed at Chernos.
Gross.
As the 5 of you kind of settle back in, and you see the stew has come to kind of a nice bubble, like it's cooked through fully, and there is kind of a fragrant aroma of root vegetables, onion, and a little bit of meat, all kind of cooking together for some while simmering. Kind of a quietness descends on the camp as most of the racket, in the form of the kids, have gone to bed. A lot more people have sort of filtered down towards the Emberlight Guild. They seem to have pulled their trailers, their caravan, their carts a little closer, knowing that the 5 of you are here. And on a neighboring campfire, a dwarven man takes out a small little violin and he plays it very, very softly, very, very quietly. And then an older dwarven woman sort of stands up and she just tilts her head back up towards the night sky. And you see the mist kind of catching against her face as she closes her eyes and she begins to sing a melody. She's humming this melody along with the violin player. The wolf is at the door, soft-footed on the hill. Best mind the path, O sweet, sweet child, or she will have her fill. And she begins to sing this old melody, this old lullaby. And the crowd kind of begin to sway along with her. And a gentleman in their company, a halfling, his eyes land on you, Chernos and Maliki. And against the music, he just blurts out, I recognize the two of ye. Weren't ye in Kilcorry not too long ago?
I think Chernos would not quite lift his head, but lift his eyes and just kind of grunt at the person, like an affirmation, but not trying to engage fully.
Is it wolves then? It must be Mire wolves if the guild are back. And the crowd just falls incredibly quiet.
We're hoping so.
And people kind of start to murmur. Are we safe? Are we safe here? If it is Mire wolves, are we? And you see people starting to look around themselves, and some look for something to hand that they might protect themselves. Just even at the idea of these creatures.
I think realizing that he may have encouraged some concern or discontent or fear, the steel defender that takes the form of a wolf that was lying behind him motionlessly, like it's not a living being or anything like that, so you could almost think it's a statue or something like that. Immediately it kind of gets upon its paws and then walks out to the border, I suppose, of the caravans, and then you can sort of hear its metal paws hitting the ground as it starts pacing around the caravan, essentially putting a guard up.
A few people look at it most people's eyes follow this machination as it sort of moves around the perimeter of these two campfires. Now, I don't mean to be prying or upsetting anybody. And he's looking around the whole campfires, like all eyes kind of shift back on him. But I overheard that some of your own didn't make it out.
'Tis best not to rely on speculation and hearsay. Perhaps it is best to ignore these messages. That is why the guild is here. We are here to investigate any of these claims that are going around. No need to fixate on them.
But is that not what they were doing the last time?
Their business was theirs, and our business is to find them, in whatever that means. Your business is your own. Let us all keep our business to ourselves. Yes?
Oh, I was just inquiring. Like, there's
Sometimes curiosity kills the bird. Is that the phrase? What does it go like?
and you just hear somebody just shout out the kobold from a kobold. Like a kobold shouts out from curiosity kill the kobold.
Yes, curiosity kills the kobold. Maybe just focus on your daily life. Focus on where you need to go. Keep your eyes on the road, and maybe have someone watch your six. That's all.
Griblina growls, but says nothing.
Well, by the missing gods. Man just asks a couple of questions and he's getting his head bit off.
'Tis not the questions, just we do not wish you to be unduly concerned.
And he's kind of, you feel it, like he the crowd kind of turn on him a little bit. Like it is the, like, the sense is they're here, they've gathered closer to you because they trust you. And he picks up on this, and he just kind of, he sits back down, kind of shrinking behind the dwarven man, and he just kind of lifts up his cup, and he's just muttering into it as the dwarven fella starts to just play the violin again. The night begins to kind of carry on, and you start to see most of those gathered here at the campsite begin to kind of return to their own.
The night kind of picks up again a little bit. Can Yanara find a way over to that man when he's not surrounded by people?
Yeah, he's one of the last to leave. Like most people, they don't want the music going on too late because it'll wake the kids. So it's sort of a 45-minute to an hour, and then people start to kind of filter out. And it's the five of you and just two or three others that are just kind of lingering.
She just wants to approach him private, like not semi-privately, basically, just like by himself, and just say, listen, you are right to be concerned. It is concerning. But we don't say these things out loud. We don't say these things out loud to scare the children, scare those who might not be able to defend themselves. Keep your wits about you. Do your job. That's all you need.
You see him he's wobbling back and forth a little bit, like just like on his 2 feet, just sort of lean back and then forward. Right, Jar. I'll keep an eye on my 6, as you said, and bird's the word.
What?
And he starts to sing the song. The wolf is, and he's howling at the top of his voice.
No. We'll leave that.
Come on, everybody. We're going to have a sing song. And he wraps his arms around your arm, Yanara, a little bit, and it's and he starts again. The wolf is at the door, and he's leaning heavily into it.
I think Dax is going to stand up, and kind of walk slowly over and just kind of, gently as much as he can, kind of undo his arm and kind of go, Where's your bed? Let's get you to bed.
By Irith's beard, you're a big fella, aren't you? Oh, I can just about, and he's hitting himself on the forehead, and then he's hitting your knee, just below your knee, Jax. You look like my dad, and he wobbles forward, and then you start to are you guiding him away from the?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where his bed is, I guess, or somewhere where we can just stop him howling the song so he wakes other people up.
Yeah, a few people have poked their head out. Like a few people are shh, or there are children trying to sleep, and he's like, shh, 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 friend, gotta be quiet because children are they're trying to get there.
Yes, the children are trying to sleep. Maybe you should find sleep too. Sleep sounds great right now.
I could go for 11 winks, I guess.
Yeah.
And he's got one eye closed and he's now kind of bobbing his head.
Yeah, I think Yanara's going to help Dax
Okay.
just find this man to lie down somewhere.
Yeah, he points out kind of a camp, like a bedroll.
Perfect.
And you're a group of people who are like just mouthing, "I'm so sorry." It's part of a small group of merchants. They've 2 large kind of caravans and wagons. Yanara, I think you might definitely recognize the Anwillum Consortium.
Okay.
And they've kind of, yeah, they drag him into kind of their tent.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Dex.
Well, we're in the middle of the wild. I don't want loud noises.
Clever. We should also retire for the evening.
Indeed. He just follows you back.
Is there anything anybody else wants to do at this point?
I will make sure that we have Lemon's tiny hut cast around us.
Could I ask you, Kate, could you read out that for me very,
Sure.
very quickly? Because there's something about it I just want to double check.
Please. Come on, where are you, buddy? Oh, it's 3rd level. Huh. It's a ritual, and it is a 10-foot emanation and springs into addition around me and remains stationary for the duration. The spell fails when you cast it, and the emanation isn't big enough to fully encapsulate all creatures in its area. Creatures and objects within the emanation, when you cast the spell, can move through it freely. All other creatures and objects are barred from passing through it. Spells of level 3 or lower cannot be cast through it, and the effects of such spells can't extend into it. The atmosphere within the emanation is comfortable and dry, regardless of the weather outside. Until the spell ends, you can command the interior to have dim light or darkness. No action required. The emanation is opaque from the outside and of any color you choose, but it's transparent from the inside. And it goes away early if I leave it.
Okay. Okay, perfect. Yep, that works. That again, there's all of you find yourselves sheltered by Griblina's spell and magic. What is the atmosphere in this space like, Griblina? Because I imagine as you cast this around, it's your tiny hut and 4 people are in it with you. So what are
It's
you?
my tiny hut, and it will be comfortable for me. So it's going to be warm and damp.
Oh.
Yeah. As the 5 of you kind of settle in, and you do see a hand, because you can see outside of the hut, you see a handful of the road wardens begin to take shift to keep an eye on this campsite, kind of quietly patrolling up and down. Chernos, is your wolf?
Yeah.
Still...
The Steel Defender will continue to patrol as well.
Aika will do the same. Aika will take patrol of the skies because she can fly.
It's one of those things where you don't know if it's the heat, the warmth in this space. You don't know if it's that sort of that balmy damp within the hunt, but you find yourselves all drifting pretty quickly. And just on the edge of sleep, the quiet of the camp is torn to pieces as a blood-curdling howl erupts into the night air. It's a chorus of howling. And immediately from outside, you see numerous people kind of springing into action, springing into defense. The road wardens are looking around, and it came from further away. They're not close. It's just the valley. It echoes, but sleep is disturbed for many.
Do we
Yeah, I
know
think-
from where it came?
It came from the southeast in the direction that you were heading.
And sorry, can I just remind me with Leoman's or Leo whatever's tiny hut? It's you cannot cast from either side. Spell from 3 and under.
I can cast a spell that's 3 or you
can.
can too.
Okay.
You can too. You can cast a 3rd level or under spell, but it cannot affect the world outside the bubble, nor
Okay.
can a 3rd level or lower penetrate in.
Okay, fair enough. And how many merchants would you say are currently in this encampment?
There's like in terms of individual traders and their kind of entourage.
Yeah,
There's about 30 people.
about 30 people. Okay,
Yeah, they won't fit in the hut, alas.
right. And you would have to stay in there to keep it active.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, Chernos, being a full elf, I don't know if the half elves benefit from it either. But unless that's changed with 5.5, I still only need 4 hours of meditation. Correct?
I'm the same.
Same.
Yeah. Okay.
Griblina does not sleep.
It's the people. So the people outside, are they still in they're currently just in chaos at the moment?
No, it's not.
They're
It's
just
not. It's not
scared.
out panic. It's just scared. Most people are at the fronts of their carts. They've got weapons drawn. Some people have like fire at the edges of their hands.
Okay.
Um,
I think Yanara is going to step outside the bubble, and she just kind of turns her head into the group and just says, "I'll take first watch." And she'll just step outside the bubble, her sickle in hand, and kind of show the people around that we are also at attention, basically, so that they might feel that little bit more secure. That just because we have this magic bubble doesn't mean we're not like looking out for them.
It does. It like with the Emberlight, a member of the Emberlight immediately kind of springing into action. A couple of people do sort of. There was one howl, but it sounded like many. It sounded like this chorus of wolves howling, all in one voice.
Would Malachi or myself
Yeah.
notice it as that howl that we heard when we were leaving the forest?
It's the exact same.
Just about to ask you. Sure.
Can I make a survival check?
So- What I'm going to do, if it's okay, because this is going to sound like so negative, but like we've spent a little bit longer here than I had intended for the session. But I promise you, nothing bad is going to happen. Then if you are all kind of helping, nothing bad is going to happen right now. I'll be more specific. Right now, nothing bad is going to happen. But again, it is Malachi and Chernos. You both give each other sort of that knowing eye of it's the same. You both recognize it. The rest of the night passes without any event. There isn't another howl. There isn't even the Steel Defender, Ica. There isn't a sign of even a squirrel or a fox around the camp. There's too many people. There's the campfire, but the tension, the edge. A lot of people don't go back to sleep, or if they do, it's not exactly a deep sleep that they find themselves. The following morning, as the sun begins to rise, it rises on a very bleak gray sky. It began to rain quite lightly during the night. That mist kind of evolving into a light rain shower. It has persisted throughout the day. The campgrounds are very wet, muddy, mucky, and slippy. Most people normally would be preparing breakfast before heading out. Most don't stop. Most continue. They get up, they gather, they say farewell. They thank you for keeping up watch, for helping out. They thank a number of them actually give coins to the road wardens for their service. But most of the merchants have gone. And it is the 5 of you.
So
I don't think we should
before,
waste any further time.
Southeast. Let's go.
Dax?
so before we leave, Dax is going to scatter ash around all of us in a circle from his
Yes.
pouch. And just, yeah, he's just going to do that and just be like, getting ready for the ashen blasting and stuff, just to make sure that everybody's safe on the travel.
It is one of those things, Dax, as the others kind of begin to move out, you staying through to custom and tradition and practice. A number of the merchants you eye adopt the echo test. Like, whether they're traveling north towards Varan or whether they're heading south to Shur or trying to travel kind of the western roads towards Anwulum, most call out is the way clear. Their voices echoing back, and there is sort of a calm. It doesn't break that anxiety or that tension from the night before, but when they hear their voices back, it settles them a little.
Yeah, Dax will follow suit once we start kind of, I guess, preparing. He'll also shout, is the way clear, and just listen a bit back.
And again, you hear your voice kind of boom back to you. All seems well.
Does there seem to be any sort of vantage point from where we are, somewhere where I can maybe survey our destination? Specifically, I want to know if there has been any sort of shifts in the lands that I would recognize from the last time we were there.
So the navel gets its name from the fact that it's at the bottom of a hill. So if we continue south, you are going to get to the top of that. And now it's going to be a lovely hike. But from that vantage, Chernos, because this would be the road that you and Maliki and the others would have traveled. From here, you will be able to see down into the Blue Pines forest, the valley around it, even the edge of one of the lakes. And you might, on a clearer day, you might have even been able to see some smoke rising from Kilcari. But you'll definitely be able to survey the land in front of you. If you want to give me a survival check, perception. That's wisdom anyway.
Perception, I can. So I'm proficient in perception, but I can do survival or nature, whatever you'd like.
No, I take. We'll go perception because you're sort of trying to. What do you see different from the last time?
That gives me an 18.
Okay. Can I just ask, what's everybody else? So, like, Dax has performed the ash blessing, taking some of the fire from, like, some of the ash from the campfire. I would imagine, Dax, that
he also carries a bag of ash,
okay.
from the hearth.
From the hearth. Okay. But yeah, you've all kind of had ash kind of thrown at your feet. Yanara?
I think Yanara is kind of in her, like, she knows that Chernos is kind of going to look for the way, and she's happy to see somebody keeping to traditions. I think she's consulting the maps of the area, the maps that she has, and she's trying to basically, like, kind of see if there's anything nearby that could, like, if there's anything that we have mapped of the area that could be, like, hiding anything, anything that where things like wolves and stuff could hide, if we have any record of this.
If you and Chernos are doing this kind of together at the top, Chernos, if you want to give me that roll with advantage, just in case you get higher than 18, or if you roll a nat 20 or anything. Maliki?
Yeah, while everyone is kind of packing up the camp, and you said, like, everyone's hurrying and getting through it, but, like, Maliki's going to look around, particularly for any of the children that are in the camp and maybe looking a bit afraid after tonight.
Unfortunately, at this point, most of them have cleared out. Like, they would have
gone early.
Yeah, they would have gone early. They would have been traveling with some of the merchants that had kind of left. Is there anything else?
Yeah, Maliki's going to take a look around the camp, and he's going to go looking for wolf tracks. If you remember from the last time they were out, these tracks circling the camp.
Okay, give me Give me a nature check for that, Malachi. And Grablina.
18 again, by the way.
Okay.
Nice.
Grablina would like to address Chernos and Yanara
Okay.
about the way forward.
Cool. I think what we'll do then is we'll go to Malachi, kind of searching around the camp. We're up to the top of the hill, and then I think it's a good spot here at this point for Grablina to engage before I tell you what you notice.
Yeah, that was not one.
Okay.
A total of 3.
Okay.
Malachi recognizes that he's outside.
There's a lot of tracks. Like, Malachi, there's a lot. Like there's a lot of. You can see hoof prints, you can see boot prints, there's a lot, like, but as you begin to kind of trace the edge of the tree line, just to see, like, was there anything, did anything try to get close to the camp? You hear the others are moving on, and then, like, as you turn to look, you see that Grablina, Chernos, Dax, and Yanara are kind of moving up towards that hill, and you suddenly find yourself all, like, alone. And a shiver runs down your back.
Let's trick again.
There's somebody watching you, Malachi.
Hi. It's you?
Oh. You, sweet child, are heading to a crossroad. The wolf is at the door, Malachi. And you should let her in.
Why?
Silence.
Malachi's going to look around again and he's going to be saying like this. What do you mean? Why? He's waiting for an answer that doesn't come.
One of the road wardens. Oh, sorry. Oh, they've gone up. Sorry, your friend. They've gone up that way.
Hey, thanks. I was lost.
Happens to the best of us. And he kind of just looks to the other road warden with him, and it's like, I thought they were with the Emberlight. And drags her away before she says anything else. You're just going to catch up to the others?
Yeah, if there's no answer coming back
No.
or anything else, he's just going to walk his way back up here. Maybe a little bit slower than he
Okay.
needs to, what he's trying
Leaving a bit of a distance between the others.
Yeah, he's trying to figure out what this is.
I think seeing Malachi coming out of the more wooded area and then coming up to join us, I think dryly he'd say, I thought maybe you had fallen in the woods again. Going back to our last mission where we had a little bit of a whoopsie daisy.
That was one time, Janos. One time. Don't you bring it up every time we go out. Alright? What do people fall to?
Oh! I wish I could David, you're this close to inspiration.
I've already got one.
Okay.
Don't worry.
You're not
I'll
getting
get another.
Just above table for chat. If you're wondering why is Declan reacting to that one line, so again, the Emberlight Saga, we do offline missions that are play by post, and that is that was excellent.
Half match.
I loved that. Yeah, so Malachi, you hear this kind of shouted back to you as Chernos, Yanara, and even Grablina sort of like pulling on the map. As they're consulting it, and we're going to take it to that scene just as you plod up slowly up towards the hill.
Right. So which way do you want to go next? Show me your path.
I guess Chernos would kind of draw with his finger on the map what he recalls of the path they took. I still have it active on my character sheet, and there doesn't seem to be any sort of indication of time or, distance that would cause my magical tinkering to expire. So as long as you're cool with it, Declan, I don't know if you recall, but in this mission, I marked a few trees with some messages saying wolves ahead, and then I also when we were pursuing that figure, I left a message on a tree there too.
Mhm.
So I think Chernos's goal right now is to try and find those markings or try to find where the den was originally.
Can I ask, with the magical tinker, like, is it that you know where those messages are? Like, is there sort of is that sort of like a little?
Yeah, so if there was any sort of shifting of the land or anything like that, there is no indication of if I would be able to recall where it is. It's just if we saw it, they are glowing letters on a tree. They are magical.
Okay, so you can't,
in nature.
like, it's not sort of, oh, it's 2 miles that way, there's the first tree. But if you might be able to see that if you got closer.
Yeah, I mean, this is my first time as an artificer, but I feel like I essentially rationalize it as I feel this magic still kind of tied to me, but I can't follow the thread. I can't detect where it is. It's not a homing beacon.
I'll tell you what, can you give me an Arcana check at advantage?
Sure. Oh, not me with my +7 Arcana at advantage.
Did I say advantage? Take that off then.
Hey, I also have +7 Arcana.
We are rolling with a 19.
Okay. It feels a little like deja vu, more so than sort of an innate connection, Chernos. It's like, as you look at the map and you look out, the forest wasn't this dense. Like, yes, it's a large roaming woodland. It's huge, it's vast. But there are pockets and there are parts where it was thinner, or where, you know, there might have been logging or forestry work done. But it's one thing to look at it from up here and trying to remember what you saw and from the last time that you kind of clocked this, and it looks different. But what you feel is your magic. There would have been a pattern. There would have been sort of, okay, we're just to kind of like this way, and then it would that way, and you can feel it coming far to the north. You can feel it one close to the bottom of the hill, another closer again to the eastern edge. The forest has shifted and changed.
I relay that to Yanara. Say, I don't think your maps will help us much here.
And how long ago was it you were here?
This was maybe, what would you say, Declan, like 3-4 days?
At this point,
the immediate turnaround?
Yeah, about I would say at this point about 3.5 days between kind of getting back and leaving again.
Yanara takes a very specific notebook out of her pouch and just begins like furiously making notes about this. She's deeply concerned.
And I think at this point, Maliki, you've caught up.
So Maliki will go over to Chernos and Max goes in. So, can you point us in the way we need to go back to that den we found the last time? I'm thinking I should maybe scout ahead.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're going into the same forest that we were just in. Things seem different. Things seem changed around. I don't know if scouting ahead is the best idea.
You will know where you are with my map, however. She reminds you.
Give us a bit of a warning as to what's coming, and he points down to the boots of Elvenkind that he got from the guild. He goes, I can get just a little bit ahead, as long as we keep someone in sight behind me. I can cast message too.
Yanara, I saw you working on some sending stones.
Yes, indeed. And she hands you one. Maliki. She hands you a sending stone.
Hey, don't worry. I'm not going out into that forest alone by myself. I'm just talking about being just a little bit ahead of everyone else. Just
That's
enough
fine.
to give us a bit of warning.
The maps that I've given you all allow us to know where we all are. We're not going to get lost from each other, at least. But if we
Okay.
all get lost, that's the real problem.
It's not so much the concern of knowing where someone is, it is more getting to them if we need to.
I can handle that.
Easy.
So the plan is for Maliki to go ahead and scout.
Yes. Stay
Let
with
me
about-
check on that. I would like to cast Augury as a ritual.
Ah,
So the effect of that is, Declan, you just give us information about a course of action we plan to take within the next 30 minutes. We'll woe, we'll end woe, or indifference.
Oh. I mean, whoa.
Whoa, this is a great idea. WOAH.
Sure, this is a great idea. So,
Gravlina, do you not trust me? I thought I gave you a present last night. No.
It's not you I don't trust. It's the rest of the planet.
Well,
Oh, right, I distrust you too.
That's probably smart.
Sorry, I would say, Griblina, as you like, are you like?
I'm casting some bones.
Bone. I figured, yeah, like, and they're not like fancy dragon. Like, it's probably like rat bones and like chicken bones and yeah.
One cool pebble I found.
One of them's definitely a human finger bone. And that has teeth marks in it. That bone splinters. That bone breaks. It isn't just whoa. You feel yourself, Griblina. It's like somebody has put their hand on you and is pushing you into the earth as this pressing sense of dread
This
boils
is
up around you.
beyond bad.
Then we stick
Not-
together.
The opposite seems obvious to stick together, but as bad as this is,
Another bone.
I would
breaks.
say it matters not. My advice is stick together
Another bone breaks.
and let it be as it is. Something is coming that we cannot stop. And it will affect us whether we're together or apart.
Will we stand a better chance together then, at least?
I agree.
I can keep us concealed for a time, also. But we believe we should just move. We stand to gain nothing by standing here.
Aye, let's just get moving.
If
I would
these
like to-
bones...
Oh,
go
sorry,
ahead.
go on. No, go.
Okay. I was just going to say, if this augury is correct, I think we should truly determine where our main goal, and perhaps our only goal, truly should be collect the kindling and anybody else that may be still alive. This is
I endorse
this
this.
is not a good burden.
I've never
this is-
seen this before. I hope not to see it again, but I suspect I will.
Thus is the directive.
Let's
We
move.
find them, we go. I'll cast Pass Without a Trace on us as we move.
Okay. Dax, sorry, Paul, were you trying to say something earlier on as well?
I was gonna say, yeah, Dax is just like, if we're merwoods are not like wolves are not that dangerous. Like, why did you
There's something else.
did you come across something else while you were here?
We're not sure what exactly it was, but there was a figure. There was something dark in the distance. There seemed to be some indication of intelligence amongst the wolves that has not been accounted for in previous descriptions of the Mire wolves. It seems like a consciousness is orchestrating their actions.
Did it know your names?
Not that we know of. But
all we heard were
was
howls.
watching us. It was watching us, and it fled once it noticed that we had noticed it. And it moved through the forest. It was upright. It was on two legs, but legs don't work like that. Like the way it moved, it was just wrong. It was like I can't even explain it. It scared the shite out of me.
Does this sound at all like anything, the thing that Yanara encountered with the other group at we had that offline? Does this sound anything like that? No. Okay.
May I make an Arcana check to see if I've heard anything about anything like this in what I've read?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
Imagine I said no.
Stream's over. Go home.
No, you're done.
Could
Only
Yanara
a 15.
Yanara, if you want to assist?
Yeah, just if like, because she would also be poring over whatever records our record keepers have.
Yeah.
I'll roll once more.
Yeah, Gribbly, if you want to go again.
You were no help.
Maybe you should study.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
There are various conflicting stories about mirewolves, Griblina, that you have heard in your time. Some just say they are warped and twisted wolves infected by the lasting dark and the miasma. Others say they emerge, they are born out of that miasma, that they are entirely of their own birth and creation, that they are an effect of the lasting dark. Some describe them as mindless, ferocious, devouring creatures. Others have reported them to be pack-like, like the wolves that they steal their names from, but without that same kinship. What Maliki and Ternos is describing, again, it could fit into any of the tomes that you had read, but it doesn't connect to any of the pieces.
A couple of quick questions. Since the advent of this lasting dark, are there still natural wolves?
Yes, there are.
Yeah. Okay. And like, what would there be any history of like werewolves or any of that kind of folklore that would be common in like today's stories?
No. Again, yes. Sorry, I just said no and then yes.
Clear as mud.
Yeah, pretty much. There you go. That's your answer. And moving on. But I guess what I'm trying to say is there are still stories of lycanthropes. They still exist. But any sort of semblance of these being the big beasts and big monsters has sort of... You haven't seen a monster until you've faced the lasting dark. Like there are things out there far more terrifying and far more real than a lycanthrope.
Right.
And it is there's definitely stories. You know, people talk of wolves on the moors howling into the night, wolves that walk on hind legs and bark human words. Most definitely, but nothing new.
And just before I let you go from this train of thought, through this last century of living through this, like it almost feels like when between the Mire Wolves, the monsters, the Watchers, they almost seem like bastardizations of things that once existed or currently exist. So I guess, would it be reasonable for Chernos to put forward the idea of maybe this darkness's imagination of the lycanthrope myth, like,
As a hypothesis,
or lycanthrope?
it's again, you've stumbled into a like. I kind of imagine this might be a conversation that Inara,
Right, in
and
the
us are
offing,
having, as we kind of
Hmm.
head towards the woods.
Right.
With Griblina, because it's that thing of while Maliki and Dax, but we should just be looking out for as much as there might be mirewolves, there's also bandits that could just spring out of a bush and steps. But the others are very much on watch as the three of you sort of speculate, and it is one of the more prominent theories among academics and scholars, amongst priests, and particularly amongst the Church of the Veil members, that the veil, the lasting dark, the shroud that has blanketed the kingdom of Phaeton and the world beyond its shores, is nothing more than a smoke and mirror. That it reflects the world in a distorted way, and we need to come to understand this. That mirewolves look and act to a point like normal wolves. Water wights are they're a little like will-o-wisps in a sense. The hollows, they're like the undead in some shape and form, but there's for all of these sort of, there are things that remind us or reflect the world. There's just as many new things that there are no signs, and between the three of you, there's a single name that, just without being having to speak it, the three of you come to understand it. As Chernos, you lead this conversation, and many conversations like this all lead to a creature known only as the Loom. You find yourselves at the edge of the Blue Pines forest, and Chernos, you get this shiver down your back, and you don't know if it's just because you thought of the Loom and the work you had read about it. It's that sort of, it's almost like kind of a little bit, not a cold sweat, but like sort of that wave of deja vu again. That tree I had mentioned at the southern edge here at the bottom of the hill, you catch a glint of your words, just sort of emanating a faint glow. Wolves here, beware. And a huge claw torn through the bark. And that is where we take our quick break.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to go to just a very, very quick break. We're going to take kind of a quick 5 minutes so our players can get up and stretch, bio break, and get a drink, mostly because I'm just gasping. And we are going to be back in 5 minutes. So stay tuned. We're going to find out what happens. Maybe.
Ooh, scary.
Dax is dead. Bye. And we are back. Everything's fine. So that's that. I lied. Dax isn't dead. I just that's just one of those things you do at the break to just shock the audience. Not that the scrawled, crashed out message that Chernos had left on a tree was bad enough. But yeah, that is where we're picking up. Griblina, Chernos, Dax, Maliki, and Yanara have gone in search of missing Emberlight Guild members in the Blue Pines Forest, where Mirewolf activity has been confirmed. We begin where we left off, with the five of you just on the tree line at the southern edge of the Blue Pines Forest. From a geographical point of view, Kilcorry is about another 3 hours of a hike from this point. You could head to the village, or you could press into the woods.
Quick question: when I was first sensing where my where my magical tinkerings were, has it shifted since then, or do we kind of line up to where I thought it was?
It's fairly spot on. Like, it hasn't moved since.
I think that's a good thing.
Well, it looks like bad omen after bad omen befalls us.
That tree that we saw with the message and the claw mark through it, where would that have been on our original one? Like, would that have been near the camp we found? Would that have been near the wolf den?
Yeah,
that was right ahead of the den, I think. Right?
Yes, yeah, it was near the den. It was closer, and the den. The camp lay halfway between kind of the den, so this would have been closer to that side. It would have been closer to the den.
Okay, so Maliki's going to look at that then and go to Chance and go like, that message you left, that was near that wolf den, wasn't it?
Correct.
Well, if the tree with the message has shifted and moved, is it possible the den has shifted as well, in a similar manner?
I think that would be reasonable.
It's very likely.
That should be our starting point then.
We can see, if we look, who has passed here. Well, what has passed here in the last 10 days. It'll take some time.
How much time are you thinking?
10 minutes.
If Griblina is going to take 10 minutes, there were remains in the den.
Correct.
That and did it look like there was Emberlight insignia?
There was a backpack.
Yes, you saw a backpack bearing the den.
And to follow this train of thought as well, most of the time there is some sort of magical item that typically, it's not uncommon for somebody to be carrying a magical item, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could I use detect magic? Well, Griblina is performing her work here.
Yeah. What I'm gonna ask you to do is, I want, like, because I know detect magic just happens. It's just like ping. I know there's magic. I like to always flavor it with kind of an arcana check, just to see what you might be able to distinguish. Because it's, oh yeah, there's magic and it's coming from over there, but what do I know about the magic? Is it a creature? Is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it an enchantment? Is it an energy? If you give me an arcana check, I can give you a little bit more than, yep, there's magic.
Okie dokie, let's go.
That's not a read on Detect Magic as a spell. I feel like that was Declan just shitting on Detect Magic.
Yeah, come on,
on that.
Declan. He can also tell the School of Magic.
Oh yeah, that thing that I always follow.
Well, while everybody's kind of like, I guess, investigating, like Dax is going to take out his sword and shield and essentially just kind of keep watch
Okay.
as much as possible. He is going to kind of step a little bit ahead of everybody else, just to kind of not in the way of the detect magic or anything, but essentially just take up a position to if something was to charge at us.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a 17 on my Arcana.
Okay. Maliki and Yanara, is there anything either of you are doing?
Malachis was first going to fill in Yanara on details of what we saw. Like there was a backpack at the Emberlight Guild, and he is very eager going for like that should be our start move. We have to get there. We have to find out what was in that pack, who it belonged to, because that might tell us who we're still looking for. He's like, was that one of the kindling? Was that? I was like, we need to get there before we can do anything else. So Maliki kind of wants to go looking.
That's a good point. I have some thoughts and some ideas as well. Javier, did he carry any instruments with him? He's a bard, correct? Do I remember any particular instrument that he would have favored?
Guitar.
Of course, firstly, of course. I think Yanara thinks back a little bit to him plucking at the guitar and schmoozing and having his sort of like wily ways around the place. And I would like to cast Locate Object on that guitar.
Okay. So we have Detect Magic, we have Locate Object, and Locate Object works pretty much the same. It's a ping and it's there. Okay.
It's within 1,000 feet, though.
Bear with me
I
while
believe.
I can just Google that in terms of miles. That's
You should fire that before I start with.
Yeah, if the object is in motion, you know the direction of its movement as well.
Yeah, it's 3 kilometers away. That's no, sorry, that wasn't me saying it's 3 kilometers away.
Thank you. No.
10,000 feet is 3 kilometers. Okay, so that is what you're doing. So Maliki was kind of giving you these bits of information, that what he knew, and then said, hang on a second, Javier was with them, his guitar, and it's in this moment as you're all kind of trying to kind of figure out little bits and pieces of it. As you focus on the guitar, Yanara, and you pull the magic up around you, and you can feel this sort of chattering energy vibrating off of Gribelina. Like it's just this sort of, if you could see the sound wave, it's like this angry little vibrations in her magic that you can just detect. It's just this, it's frenetic magic. It's always moving, it's always bouncing, it's always jabbing and jarring, and in contrast that then there is just this almost ephemeral wave of energy kind of wafting off of Chernos, this very pristine, coordinated, calculated use of energy, just sort of like a tide, just rippling out of him, and it moves, and you feel it moving. You think of the guitar, and you draw on your own internal magic. You pull on this energy from within, and what anchors you is a memory of Javier. What comes to Yanara's mind?
So, this was months ago, before Mailing passed, and Javier was banned from playing the harp around the place because at this point it just kind of pushed Malin a little bit too far. She can put up with his plucking and finger plucking of the guitar strings, but the harp is just a little bit too far for her. She can't abide it. And there's a conversation between Malin and Yanara, and that feels warm, that feels safe, that feels comfortable. And then each pluck of the string is just like a little draft coming into that little warmth, a little draft of stabbing cold and irritation, as Yanara hates the guitar. She doesn't mind the harp, but she despises the guitar. She thinks it's, especially the way Javier plays it, and she doesn't even see him right now, but she can see him in her mind in this moment as he's chatting up another one of the kindling who came in because he's just left another partner whose name he still held onto, and he's trying to serenade this person with some awful cheesy song. She can almost see how he's laying back on the chair with one foot up, kind of holding the guitar. She can see him, but she cannot see him, and everything about it irritates her. And how she sees in her mind his fingers going over the guitar and plucking and playing, and she sees that guitar. She sees that little mother of pearl inlay along the fret. She sees the little gold fixtures on the top, because of course there's gold and mother of pearl because it's Javier. So, and she sees the form. It's a kind of like a sweet, like almost like a Portuguese guitar, if anyone's familiar. It's that sweet kind of like rounded, beautiful shape. Makes a very sweet melody that Yanara despises. And she sees that guitar in her mind, and she sees it play, and she sees his fingers glide across it.
And you know it's about 2.5 kilometers away. In this exact moment, Chernos, what's the range on detect magic?
I think it's 30 feet.
30 on detect magic?
Yeah.
Yep.
What a crappy spell.
It's a level 1
You gotta
spell.
already know the magic's there before you detect it.
Yeah, I didn't. I should have checked into that. It is only 30 feet.
Okay. There is okay. As Yanara, you get a hit on the guitar. Chernos, you get a hit. There's the immediate sort of Griblina is casting a ritual spell. Yanara is casting.
I will cancel it after her detect magic.
Okay. Locate
Or
object.
locate object.
And then, as you push that out to the borders of 30 feet, something pushes back. There's so much magic in front of you. Like, the forest hums with magic. And Griblina, what were you doing? Sorry.
Griblina was poking around the very nearby area, looking for tracks and things, but not in any serious way. She was hoping to be able to ritually cast a spell that would allow her to see footprints and fingerprints. But we will use that once we find the place of the guitar.
Okay. Yanara, as you feel it, and you know it's not a straight walk from here, but it as the crow flies from this point, you would need to kind of go north, kind of northeast. So you're going to have to go deeper into the woods.
She's casting her spell on like a little scroll of paper, like she's almost like drawing this spell. Her magic is very practical, I like to think. She's like drawing lines, and you can all see her like kind of moving and almost dowsing with this pencil and making marks. That insufferable guitar that man has, I feel it nearby. Javier is within about 2 kilometers from here. I can lead us to where, but it will take us through the forest. We will be in danger, most likely. But that is our target and that is our goal. And she scrolls up the magic and kind of like holds that little piece of paper as a way to kind of keep herself guided towards it.
That's the way we go.
Indeed. Onward?
Onward.
Let's not stop.
The 5 of you press into the Blue Pines forest. And the ground is almost waterlogged underfoot. You feel yourselves sinking. You feel the earth kind of squelch underfoot, sucking you in. You have to tug and pull to try and wade through it, grabbing onto the branches and trees around you for leverage. And occasionally the ground gets a little bit more solid, but the rain from this morning has continued to trickle. And as the 5 of you push through the forest, with Yanara sort of guiding and kind of not, if not leading, certainly pointing out the directions. It's closer this way now, and you come to a bit of an impasse of like a high rock face, and you have to kind of move around, and all the while keeping watch, all the while keeping eye and ear. You don't hear anything but the rain falling. There isn't the sound of a bird. There isn't the sound of any creatures of the forest.
Dax is going to immediately tell everyone, like, he's going to make a symbol to just stop, and he's just putting his finger up to his mouth, and he's just trying to keep an eye as much as he can around the place to try to see if he can see any kind of like signs of which is mere wolves.
Give me what's your passive perception? What's Dax's passive perception?
Passive perception of 10. He's not.
Give me a perception check then, please.
He's not a possessive boy. Which is 12.
You hear something, Dax, and it's like you're not quite certain where it comes from. It sounds like a crack. It sounds like a branch breaking, or it's a snap. And then all of you, you all hear this crash, and behind you, you see the earth itself begin to roil and tear and twist, trees collapsing and bending, snapping violently as the earth around you begins to shift and the forest is changing paths. It is pressing towards the 5 of you. And in this moment, we are going to do a moving action scene. So I'm stealing this from Dai.
You're welcome. Or not,
as,
if it kills us.
Exactly. If it kills you, it's Dai's fault. In this moment, as you see the earth, stone and muck and mud, bush, bramble, and tree just tumbling like a torrent, like an avalanche of the earth itself, just forming and twisting and collapsing towards you. You have no choice but to run. You may take, and correct me if I get this wrong, you may take any action in the form of a skill check, spell, or feat.
I think I usually run it like skill check, but if you use like a spell that uses up like a spell slot, you can give yourself a little bit of a boost, if it makes sense.
Yeah. So, and was there also something you can't use? You all can't use the same skill check.
Yeah, we all have to use a different skill check. So this is something I also stole from my own DM. D&D is all about stealing. No, but it's a skill challenge where the whole party does something to try and push the scene forward. Everybody uses a skill they're proficient with. Nobody uses an overlapping skill. It's really fun, and it picks up pace of a scene. It's really nice.
Yep. So as death hurtles towards you, what are you doing in this response? And again, like that. So if you want to use a spell or a feat to give yourself a bonus into what you're doing, let me know. You may use it in conjunction with a skill check.
Cool. Oh. Could I use survival here?
Okay.
To make sure that I can keep track of any pass forward, basically.
Okay, so you're running, but it's also like, what's the clearest way?
Yes, yeah.
Are you still trying to track with the locate object in that piece of paper?
I think I'm going to drop concentration on that.
Okay.
Because I think the appearance of seeing the shifting lands in front of her makes her drop concentration on the spell.
Okay.
Because that just shocks Yanara. This is what she's been studying for the last.
Okay. I was going to give you disadvantage if you were going to try and hold the path. That's all. So, yep, you can make your survival check. Anybody else know what skill they're taking?
Turnos. So is there something alive behind us, or it's just this movement?
It's
of
the
this
earth.
land?
It's the land shifting.
Okay. Turnos is going to Misty Step 30 feet ahead of where we're heading.
Okay. So you're just gonna bamf in front.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to cast Longstrider on myself to just give myself a little bit of a movement boost.
I would like to cast a spell.
Okay.
It's called Rope Trick. And it's where I throw a rope up into the air and we get an extra dimensional space and we hide there for an hour.
Okay. Okay.
I pause, half misty.
Yeah, sorry, what was that? Half smoking a cigarette. No, I wasn't about to leave.
Has Kate just won?
I think Kate just won D&D. Good job, everybody. Peace out. We'll see you next week. And I'm going to kill
I
you.
have a rope of
will be in the mail.
So can you, Kate, describe to me what it is that you are doing. Like, as you see everybody about to run or clamber out of the way, like, what is it that Grublina does?
All right, the first thing that Grublina says is stop. And she's going to unwind the rope of climbing and toss it up in the air. And then she's going to climb the rope and suggest everyone else follow her. Better get up here.
Aye. Longstrider.
And it's the rope of climbing, so you all have advantage.
Okay. So everybody give me an athletics check at advantage.
Will Longstrider help me here? It gives me extra movement. I already have advantage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me see how high it is.
16.
Okay, 16's fine.
It's a 3.
Good. Doc's gonna stand his ground like an idiot.
14. Oh, did I?
Does not say how high up in the air it is, but the rope.
But it creates a pocket dimension, basically.
Yes, it can hold up to 8 small or medium creatures.
Okay.
Thank goodness for advantage. Malachi got an 18.
Okay.
Or a 2.
Paul, did you say that Dax was going to stay and fight the dirt?
No. He was going to do that.
Oh.
And now he's climbing up a rope.
Oh, okay.
Dax stands his ground. Wait, hold on.
There's no ground to hold on to. Does anyone get less than 10?
No, not me.
Okay, then we're good. You all climb up this rope, and as you do, the air, the world, the tree, like, they were already falling and tumbling and collapsing, and you find yourselves, it's like almost like vortex, like warped, and then suspended in this. What?
I like to imagine it as a torus, so it's like a donut with no hole on the top, just a hole on the bottom, and we all kind of have vaguely curved places to sit while I pull the rope in and we wait for an hour. Or at least until this stops. I don't want to be up here any longer than necessary.
Yanara is going to be furiously studying and making notes of the shifting landscape.
You can stick your
Very-
head out.
I'm not going to. But she's also muttering under her breath, exceptional thinking.
We were going to do that scene in Hereditary if you did.
Little diva head fly off.
Yeah, little
Diva head fly off.
Berlina, I take back most of the things I've ever said about you. This is a brilliant idea.
You're welcome.
You're actually very useful.
She has always
I'm
been.
incredibly useful.
Right, but now I'm starting to believe it.
For some, it takes longer.
Is there anything is there anything in this space that, as we wait out the hour?
There is nothing in this space. I see it as like a milk glass space. We can see through the hole at the bottom and watch the terrain change.
And
You can stick your head out the bottom and get it snapped off, I suppose.
Has anyone seen anything like this before?
Never. This is what I've been trying to see. My life's work is to map this godforsaken place, and I'm seeing it in front of me, changing. This is... I didn't think this would happen.
I would like
I
to
thought
make
it
an
was-
arcana check to... I'm sorry, Zahi.
No, it's okay. It's just me flabbergasted. Continuing.
I would like to make an arcana check to observe the landscape. I gotta see what's going on down there.
I would also like to do that, please.
Okay.
Let's work together.
Fab.
I would like to say, is the way clear to see if it bounces back in a weird way?
100 voices scream back at you.
Okay, well, I think I know why that happens now.
Not all of them are your own.
Yanara would like to, like, in her testing, in her, like, figuring out this, like, what's happening, as well as maybe this arcana check, she would like to use her own artificer abilities, not like making text or anything, because she can summon and tinker up very small objects. And I just want to, like, drop something into the shifting landscape, almost like she almost looks like somebody's conducting an experiment. She's going to, like, conjure up a little bottle of oil and just start dribbling it into it.
As Griblina and Yanara, as you kind of begin your experiments to kind of try to figure out what's happening below, all of you, experimenting or not, you just hear it's an echo kind of wafting up out of that hole into this dimension. Just a guitar string being plucked quietly, but it echoes up into this space, and below it is incredibly dark, and you can feel a breeze whistling up, and the air around you grows cold.
Can
I
we
feel
see anything down there?
It's dark.
Like you cast dancing lights down into it. The 4 little globes of light.
As they descend, it goes down, and you don't see, the light doesn't seem to catch any edge of anything. And then you hear sort of the scratch of guitar strings. Hello? Hello? Is somebody up there?
Who's with him?
Griblina? Griblina? And you recognize the voice of Pip Greenbottle.
Pip, what are you doing down there?
I'm hiding.
Good. Clever.
Yes.
How do we know that's really Pip?
I'm gonna send Ica down.
The bird just kind of flits off your shoulder, and then kind of following the lights, Malachi, that you cast down. Can you see from Ica's perspective? Is it like
I'm just checking that now.
or is it sort of it's going to report back to you?
It's the homunculus servant. It's got magic bomb, blah, blah, 4-strike channel magic. I know I can speak to it telepathically, and it's got dark vision, but I don't think I can see through its eyes. It's not like familiar.
Well, it's going to just tell you what it's going to ad nauseum kind of describe what it's a deep. So you're currently your dimension is in the top of a mouth of a cave. There is quite a significant drop below you. This leads to quite a narrow tunnel, like a very, very small tunnel. And then hearing or listening out for Pip's voice, Ica kind of glides down and reports back. Small, halfling, injured. It's Pip Greenbottle.
Seems correct.
Then we have to get him now.
Agreed. Do we descend? Does it look like it's stopped shifting? Sorry.
Does it look like the ground stopped shifting?
Yes, sorry. I was just distracted by the first time chatter. I was like,
oh, hi.
As a barber, this is the place to be. It's every stage of beard growth, the lady not included. She ate my mother-in-law. And I've just realized we're all...
Yes.
Get your beard and put it on right now.
Do you know what's funny? I almost said that before Kate joined us in the Video Ninja. I almost said, like, oh, it's a little bearded crew. I almost said that. So this is all the stages of beard growth. Kate is just...
Including mine.
Yes, including Kate's. Yeah. Welcome in, Polar Knights. Thank you for that wonderful, wonderful little tension breaker. You're going to descend?
Well, has it stopped shifting? It's stopped shifting, yeah.
Yeah, it has. Like the hour passed.
What's
How
the distance?
far are we from the ground? Yeah.
I can tell you, you're suspended about 20 feet to 25 feet.
Okay.
Easy. The rope is longer than that.
Okay, cool. So you're just gonna go climb down the rope.
Do we all want to go, or do we want to maintain the space for a little while longer as a triage area?
Malachi is happy to go down first and report back. Like, he drops the bottom of the rope, have a look around, come back up if things look bad.
Yeah, I like.
Yell if anything comes at you.
Don't worry. Touching that you're concerned for my safety, Gribbling.
No, I just want Pip back.
Sure. I know when someone's covering up their truth, and don't you worry.
Sorry, David, I caught. What were you saying as Chernos at that moment as well? Sorry, just to cut back.
Oh, just that I like the idea of keeping this space open as a triage area.
Okay, so Malachi, you're going to go down while the others hold back. Okay.
Yanara is going to teleport to Malachi's side when he gets there.
Okay.
You're not going alone.
Malachi, as you climb down the rope, you find yourself on a very, very sharp incline, like a very sharp incline. The ground is cold, wet, and you can feel water kind of running under your hands as you kind of find your base. And then Yunara, you teleport, and immediately you are bent down. As I was describing, there is just this drop. This tunnel seems to descend down into this open, this small mouth where above ye had managed or found yourselves twisted towards. in this moment, up in front of you, Maliki and Yanara, you can just see the wide bug eyes of Pip Greenbottle just staring at you, and he's just shaking his head back and forth. Just no, you're not real. No, nobody's real.
Goodness.
Before we do anything else, I'm looking like, is there some way, something I can ask him or something to verify that is Pip? Like, Maliki is very distrustful at the minute.
You could ask him something about the guild. Like, you could ask him, what bunk he sleeps in, or
Yeah. So Maliki's gonna ask him. Yeah. Where was his favorite seat in the guild hall?
Where was his favorite? What? Sorry, his favorite
Seat. Where did he
Seat.
like to sit?
There's a high stool near the door to the kitchen that sometimes I like to sit on, because you can see the dining hall, but you can also see the staff working in the kitchen, and I like to see them cook. And he's not blinking. He's just he's completely in shock.
Look over at Yanara and think that checks out.
Can I make an insight check?
Yep.
6. Oh, 8. Sorry, I don't know how to count.
You don't know if it's the cramped conditions. You don't know if it's the fact that you're not close enough. There was something almost sort of robotic in Pip's delivery. Like,
I'd like to run a medicine check if I could, just to see if there's any injury or any visible signs of anything.
okay.
Then I got a 6.
Again, even with the dancing lights up in front of you, the distance, he's bundled himself quite tightly.
Listen, Pip, where are the rest?
And he's just kind of rocking back and forth, and he's shaking his head.
All right, do we get him back up into that space? So we can take
I'm going to
him
cast
properly?
message to Griblina and just say, how long can you keep this open?
How long has it been open?
You've been in here an hour. Like, you...
Oh, it's been in an hour.
Yeah, it took
Not
the hour.
anymore. Not anymore. We're coming down.
Your fault.
Let's... Can we find somewhere to, somewhere that's... we're on this incline. Is there anywhere, nearby that we can kind of maybe stop and just, not be on this crazy incline? Or do we have to venture further down or further?
You'd have to... There is... So, like I said, there is at the bottom of this incline, there is a small pocket. But you couldn't get the 5 of you into it. You would be squashed. You can go up. You can climb up.
I guess it looks like we're climbing. Does there seem to be any other pathways? Sorry.
Nope. And as Griblina, as you kind of descend the rope, Pip just he just starts crying. He just, hey, no, you shouldn't have come here.
I'm gonna hold this hand.
No, and he wrenches away from you. You're not real. You're not real. And if you are, I'm so sorry. And he's just rocking back and forth.
Is there anything else down here? There's just him hiding.
Give me an investigation check.
14.
As you look around, and just for the record, but just before I forget, Dax, you are squashed.
I was going to say, I'm not going to be very helpful.
you're not even on your you'd have to be on the flat of your on your stomach. There isn't enough room here. Anybody over 6 foot, you are bent down uncomfortably. Griblina, for you as you see, as you see Pip, you kind of get a sense of this little tunnel. There's probably a reason he can't. It is small enough for him to be able to, and you even to be able to maneuver through. Maliki, there's a water cantina, and there's a ripped tarp, and there's a small dead rabbit, there's a flint stone. There's a small little. No, it's not small. There's a long sword. It's too big for Pip.
Okay. Pip, was there anyone else down here with you?
And he just shakes his head left and right.
I think we should leave him alone. Take my hand.
We need to ask him questions. We need to know what we're dealing with here.
He can't answer them.
We need to get out of here.
Yeah.
This is not a defensible position. This is not something we should be in. We should get him out of here and regroup.
Agreed.
If we need to, I'll go back in.
No. Pip is coming with us.
No. I won't go up there. I please don't make me go up there.
I'm going to cast sleep on him.
Yep. You have to roll for the
D8s.
Yeah, please.
He's a kindling, so he's brought base HP.
He's only level 1. Yeah. I can tell you.
However many.
5 D8s at level 1, I believe.
Sometimes I do build character sheets for my NPCs.
Of course.
Hang on.
He's got 10 HP.
Each creature of your choice in a 5-foot radius sphere, centered on a point within a range, must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or have the incapacitated condition until the end of its next turn, at which point it must repeat the save.
Oh,
they changed it.
They changed it.
Thank
Sleep.
God.
Look at that.
Sleep
Wisdom
is
save?
really useful now. The DC is 16.
Okay. So I was going to give him disadvantage because he's just so. But I also think it's the opposite side where he's just running on adrenaline. So I'm not gonna give him advantage for it. But I'm not. So I think the disadvantage advantage cancel each other out. So it's just a straight whiz save.
I was hoping so.
It's a 24.
Woo!
He has a +5 on his wisdom saving.
That's a good boy.
So
You see him Griblina, his head dips. He looks the bags under his eyes. There are just these heavy, pronounced, deep set dark circles, and his head bounces, and then immediately he's like, "No, she's coming."
Who's coming?
The wolf. Wolf at the door.
We need to get the fuck out of here.
And he's now shaking.
I'm going to wrap him in my cloak, which is filthy and disgusting. And someone take the top of this. I'm going to take the bottom. We'll drag him out.
In relation to, so just to make sure I got it, so we are in the cave, but he's in a tunnel that's like a smaller vein of the cave. Is that correct, or are we outside the cave?
No,
looking
you're
at
so
this, the
you're
taller of us?
So ye appeared at the top of this mouth, at the bottom.
Sure.
So I keep saying mouth. Let's call it a belly, because I think mouth often implies it's the opening. So
Right.
so there is this narrow tunnel that Pip has sort of hunkered down into. Ye manifested where that tunnel meets sort of stone in kind of a wider space.
Okay.
It's not quite a cavern, like it's not a full, like this is where the water's obviously eroding it or something. There's room here for you all to kind of climb down into, but you can't go any deeper. And to go up is the only way out.
Okay. And is Pip within reaching distance of Chernos here?
Yeah, you could reach up and grab him.
Okay, yeah. So Chernos, frustrated and not wanting to waste any more time, as soon as Griblina wraps him in the cloak, he'll grab the top of the cloak and just yank Pip out.
Okay. He doesn't have the strength to fight you.
When he comes out, so is 10 HP his max HP or his current HP?
That's his max.
Okay, and based on his look, he's probably not sitting at 10?
No.
Okay. I am going to cast Cure Wounds on him.
He looks, so just like if you want to roll for that, roll for it. He looks incredibly, he looks exhausted. And there are cuts and scrapes that are very visible. You can see like along his face where he might have scraped against the rock. You can see where there's some kind of dry blood in his hair. And he has, Pip is actually quite tall for a halfling. Like Pip was raised in Darrow by a group of gnomes, and inspired by them to go out into the world and to make a name for himself, he joined the Emberlight Guild. He has soft, sandy blonde hair, but it's now matted with blood and sweat and dirt. He has deep blue eyes that have lost any ounce of light behind them. He has he always had quite a pale peach complexion, but now it is a frozen blue. You can see the scrapes and cuts. There is a deep wound on his right hand side. Now he's bandaged it, but there is the bandages are wet with blood.
Yeah, so as soon as Chernos grabs him, he pulls him out. He kind of grabs Pip with his filigree prosthetic arm, and the filigree sort of moves and spirals down towards him, and it kind of stitches up the wounds and kind of covers some of the more like damaged areas, and then he gets 10 HP back.
Oh, okay.
Full heal.
He looks, I mean, it doesn't do anything to shift his constitution, like in terms of,
Sure.
but you do see that a lot of those cuts have healed over. A lot of some of the bruising has subsided. That it looks like a bruise that's a couple of weeks old as opposed fresh. But he's barely like Chernos, as you've pulled him out. Like if you're holding him, like he almost collapses. Like his feet can barely hold him up.
Yeah.
And in this moment, as you all see this, a stench fills the tunnel. And then you hear something rolling and scraping down towards you. There's a stench of smoke and burnt flesh. Meat. Roast boar. And a hind leg of a boar charred. Crashes into the group. Like just slides. It's wet. It's covered in dirt. And you just hear... Eat. Pip. Be strong. that is where we leave this episode.
No, it's not. No.
No, I think we need at least a half an hour more.
Declan, I'm going to kill you. You're so stressful.
More.
And you know what? We keep coming back for more.
You do.
My God. Oh.
Okay.
Fuck me.
God, I love DMing. So this is something that I had meant to start in some of our previous sessions, and I just kept going out of my head. And I think, but this is a good spot, and it's something I try to bring into most of my games, where I take the version of Stars and Wishes and I try and make it fit the world of the campaign that we are playing. This version for the Emberlight Saga, I'm going to ask you for your embers and your roads. Embers are the lights, the moments of things that are going to carry you forward from another player. Something you've seen another player do. Maybe it was an action, maybe it was a role play, but something that you want to give your embers to another player. Roads are what you are looking forward to. So what is it? What is something you'd like to see in the next session? And we started with Yanara and Dai at the start, so we're going to start with Kate and Griblina, and we're going to work our way across and then down.
Oh heavens, now I have to think of things. I was really pleased. Let's say I'd like to give embers to Maliki, whom I hate. Just, I think that we had a lot of fun together.
Thank you.
Okay. And your roads? So what would you like for the next?
Roads. Next time around, I need to get Pip someplace safe. Even if that's sitting with him in a tiny hut until he recovers.
Okay.
That's what needs to happen.
Nice.
Love it. David.
Oh God, who to pick? Everybody was phenomenal. I mean, I'm sorry, I feel like I'm going to steal from everyone, but my embers go to Griblina and Kate's brilliant thinking. Like, that was all of that role playing was phenomenal. All the way from stinky tiled scaring goblin action to rope tricks to everything. Phenomenal.
Oh my God, you just described my 3 years in college.
But yeah, and as for roads, I'm really, I don't know what to say. I think I'm just really looking forward to figuring out who this person that's keeping Pip alive is. I don't know.
Know it? Yeah. Paul?
I liked the Yanara when they were calming the, kind of scolding the dwarf at the start to calm everybody down. It was very kind of motherly and also very much I guess in tune with what the Emberlight probably they don't want to spread fear and stuff. I definitely think that was a really good kind of moment.
Scolding mother, who me?
And Rhodes, I guess. Well, Dax shouldn't stand up to moving Earth, and which is he just hopes that he gets as many people home as possible.
Love it. And Aiden.
For Embers, I would say for Dax, just remembering the action blessing when we were leaving the merchants, just a really nice bit of lore and world building there. I completely forgot about. So that was really, really nice. For what I'd like to see next time, I need to know what's up there. I need to know what that is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Yanara?
So I think I'm going to go from, my embers are going to always be from Yanara's perspective, not Dahi's, and Yanara's embers are going to go to Dax for, regardless of trying to fight Earth, often remaining practical often remaining, like, while Yunara was head in the clouds, kind of really obsessed with this thing happening in front of her. He was like, what are we doing now? What are we going next? And he always seemed to have his eyes on where we were going, which was really, she appreciates. And her roads are, she wants to find as many more of the others as possible. She knows it's going to be a rough task, but she just needs to know if they're alive or not.
Okay. And with that, Paul, Dax takes the embers. While many shared out, it gives you basically inspiration. And if you already have inspiration, it doesn't count. So it stacks. This type of inspiration stacks because it's awarded by your fellow players. So I've noted it just because there's no, you can't fit it onto your sheet. But if you want to put it into your own character notes, that you have embers inspiration.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for staying steady.
That honestly, so much. So much fun. I thank you all. Thank you so much to Kate, David, Paul, Aiden, and Dahi for just what an incredible session. I absolutely loved the role play. Like the role playing is always going to be my favorite, and I really feel like, and especially because we've just been introduced to 3 of your characters. Like I really feel like they're still very much grounded in the world, and I think that's the work that you were doing in those offline quests and getting them to relate to Griblina and Dax was just kudos. Hats off to the 3 of you. Of course, Dax and Griblina knocking it out of the park again, but then all the mechanics and all the other stuff that I don't know about, whatever that's there, that's fine. Yeah, sure. You got a rope, it does a thing. I don't know. Yeah, I'm sure. Like, just Declan, I've got a spell and it stops that from happening. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm sure you do. It's probably there in the rule book that I didn't read. Perfect.
I can read it to you if you like.
No, I 100% believe you. Like I just love
whatever you say, Griblina.
Whatever you say. Yeah. I believe Kate. I don't believe Griblina.
Period.
But so before we raid another channel, I want to very quickly mention that the Emberlight Saga is back again on Wednesday for the Quiet Between, a much more subdued session where we get to meet the characters outside of missions, characters who reflect on the work that they have just done, or some events that have happened in the space, or maybe even just exploring their character and who they are in the world of the Emberlight Saga and the Kingdom of Phaeton, and all that that means. That is happening here on D8 Dungeon on Twitch on Wednesday night from 8 o'clock. We are going to find out a little bit more about a conversation that Dax, Barrett, and Serenity had on the way back in the guild, actually, sorry, before Dax had set out on this mission. What exactly Dax knows about the Tainted and what they encountered in the form of the Stonebound King at the bridge. In the other half of that, myself and some other players are going to get together to tell a different story, the story of a character we never really truly got to meet. That is the former Hearth, Malin Rowe, who she was before, how she managed the guild during her time and tenure as the Hearth, and what sort of legacy she leaves behind now that she has passed on. So that takes place on Wednesday. On Thursday, I still don't know if it's random DMs or Benedict on a roll, but I'm back, I think, on Thursday. Friday, Romancing the Dungeon, there's a brand new episode dropping. And oh god, I keep forgetting what episode it is, and it's a doozy. So if you want to find out what it's like when Declan makes Ben deal with a night hag on his own, take a look at that. That's it's a fun. I fucking love night hags. But if you, there's a brand new episode of Romancing the Dungeon. If you haven't checked us out before, I would love if you checked out the podcast. It's available on all major podcasting platforms. You can catch it on YouTube if that's your choice of space. And if you have, I'm just going to ask, leave us a review. That would be really nice. Share us on your socials. We're always trying to get out there and meet new people and get our show out there, because the first campaign is coming to an end, and in a month's time we're actually starting the next campaign, and it's dumber than the first. So That's saying something, I think. So that's out on Friday. I'm going to take us out. Once again, thank you so much to Kate, David, Paul, Aiden, and Dahi. Thank you so much to everybody in chat for joining us this evening. You were an absolute blast. I promise I will try and figure out a way to maybe do something with, I don't know, was it the bits or points? I don't, whatever. There's something there. I'll go on YouTube and there'll be like a child will explain it to me. But I'll figure it out. We're going to bounce out, but don't go anywhere. We're going to raid somebody. So stick with us. We're going to go to the credits and see you on Wednesday, I hope. Peace. Anyway, Dax is dead.